The next example we'll take a look at in our application of fundamental and technical analysis will be found in tracking market capitalization. So tracking market cap over a period of time is a great way to gauge the growth or the loss of a specific project or of the overall cryptocurrency market as a whole. The question is money entering or leaving the space? Where is the money going? Growing market caps indicate that money is flowing in. Interest is continuing to rise, and capital in general is entering into the market, and market cap is a reflection of that. Now, while at the same time, declining market caps show that money is leaving the market. If money is leaving the market, if capital is leaving the cryptocurrency sector, interest is generally declining as well. Now, the overall cryptocurrency market broke the $2 trillion market cap barrier in April 2021 and ultimately fell below that number during the quarter 2 to quarter 3 2021 downtrend, and we also saw it occur in the Q4 2021, Q1 2022 downtrend. It's recently in August 2020, August 2021, it surpassed that $2 trillion market cap again, but that figure still remains to be a psychological barrier for the overall crypto market as a whole. We are seeing in late January, early February 2022, at the time of recording, we are seeing that the crypto market is below the $2 trillion market cap. It's around 1.8, 1.9, give or take. And this is due to a variety of reasons, but we still see that this $2 trillion market cap level is a significant level in terms of a psychological barrier and in terms of how market capitalization functions. Let's take a look at a chart of it. So here is a reading of the total cryptocurrency market cap. This is provided from coinmarketcap.com. This is over the past year. So this would be from February 2021 into February 2022. You see over time, gradually throughout these cycles, these market cycles, the market cap, the overall total amount of money invested in cryptocurrency, this chart does suggest that it was trending upwards for a period of time, even before February, even before January, really from March 2020 during the crisis caused from the coronavirus pandemic. Pretty much all financial sectors were affected, and Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as well. There was a significant dip in market cap and then an eventual recovery, and overall that uptrend brought us to these levels, surpassing the $1 trillion market cap, surpassing $1.5 trillion, and overall reaching that $2.5 trillion market cap. Now, while the market cap did overall decline going into the summer of 2021, there was a recovery and overall a new all-time high of just under $3 trillion established in November 2021. What's interesting here is you could theoretically read this similar to a price chart of let's say of Bitcoin or of really any asset. I mean, it's not a candle chart, but we clearly see the establishment of ascending highs, a high here, a high here, a new high here, a new high here, and overall higher lows as well. The higher lows indicate that the trend is moving upwards. Here we see lower highs established, and this indicates that we're in a downtrend. We saw the same thing here from August into November. This overall increasing higher lows. Overall, the floor is moving upwards. And then from November into December, January, and February, we are seeing declining market capitalizations. Overall, lower highs are being established. Now, in regards to Bitcoin market capitalization, tracking Bitcoin's market cap in addition to the total market is important, as Bitcoin still controls the overall market for the most part. Generally, the other coins will follow Bitcoin in whatever price movement it takes. So it's important to remember that the cryptocurrency market follows Bitcoin's movements for the most part. When Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins follow. And when Bitcoin goes down, the altcoins follow to the downside, generally. Here's an example of the Bitcoin to USD market capitalization chart. This, once again, is provided from CoinMarketCap. We generally see, this is from February 2021 into February 2022. We generally see this market cap producing these new highs, producing these ascending lows, ultimately falling down and then returning back to the upside. This pattern is fairly similar to Bitcoin's price action chart as well. Now, in comparison, here's a chart of the total cryptocurrency market capitalization excluding Bitcoin. So without Bitcoin measured in, here we see overall the market structure followed a very similar pattern compared to Bitcoin at the same time periods. We saw a peak in market capitalization moving into May, slightly behind Bitcoin's, because if we go back, we do see, so here's April, we did see an all-time high of Bitcoin's market capitalization, at least in the first half of 2021, of about 1.2 trillion. This was really established in late March, early April, this area, this time period. If we take a look at the total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin, at the same time period, overall the market capitalization is still increasing. It's still trending upwards, and it really only peaked out in mid-May of 2021, where it reached just under 1.5 trillion, slightly afterwards Bitcoin. So there is a bit of correlation. Generally, the altcoins will lag behind Bitcoin's movement to the upside, but if Bitcoin were to fall in price, the altcoins are quick to follow. Next up, let's talk about Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance is the measurement. Generally, this is measured in percentage of how much Bitcoin makes up the total cryptocurrency market space, or market cap. This can reveal what kind of market environment we're currently in, where a higher Bitcoin dominance percentage, this could be considered a reflection of a Bitcoin market, where generally Bitcoin will dominate overall market movement as the first mover in a given direction. This makes sense because if Bitcoin dominance is higher, that means more of the total amount of money that's in crypto is invested in Bitcoin. Once again, a higher percentage of the total capital is held in Bitcoin, so it makes sense if the money enters or leaves Bitcoin, that the rest of the market would be heavily affected. Now, a lower Bitcoin dominance, this is a sign of a more diverse market or diversification, and is a possible sign of the famed alt season. Now, altcoins, coins that are not Bitcoin, these altcoins generally have much lower market caps versus Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the largest market cap, in largest coin in terms of market cap in cryptocurrency. Ethereum is second, and even then, Ethereum is still about maybe a third or so of Bitcoin's overall market cap valuation. Generally, the altcoins are much lower market cap, and as a result, if Bitcoin's market cap is low, then that's a sign that a higher percentage of the total market cap is allocated towards alts. That pool of capital is much more spread out amongst different projects, whereas opposed if we're in a period of a high Bitcoin dominance or a higher Bitcoin market market environment, more of that pool of capital is invested into Bitcoin, and that gives it much more authority and power in regards to its effects that it has on the overall market in terms of market movement. It's also seen as a possible indication of investors taking profits from Bitcoin and rotating to lower cap coins. And this is something that we particularly saw in 2017 and a bit into 2021 as well. Money was being pulled from Bitcoin. We saw overall Bitcoin's market cap was declining in the previous slide, where at the same time, the market cap of altcoins, of coins that are not Bitcoin, that was still rising for another month while Bitcoin's market cap was declining. So that's an indication of investors taking those profits, taking that capital from Bitcoin and rotating it to other projects, possibly such as Ethereum or whatever else altcoins that are trending at that particular moment. Now, it is important to state that these stipulations have begun to weaken as Ethereum and other leading altcoin projects solidify themselves as true competitors to Bitcoin in regards to capitalization, ecosystem, and sentiment. Never before have we seen such a diverse market ecosystem where coins such as Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Polkadot are really building up and retaining capital in ways that have not been done so before in the digital asset space. Really, in the past, it really was just Bitcoin. Bitcoin was the main coin that everyone talked about and that everyone invested in. And now we're starting to see much more diversification. And as a result, Bitcoin dominance has not quite achieved the levels that it once did, let's say, maybe in 2015, 2016, and 2017. So here's a chart of the total cryptocurrency market cap. The above graph shows the total market cap of all crypto assets, including stablecoins and tokens, everything Bitcoin as well. And here we see two different cycles that are highlighted. We see the 2017 to 2018 market cycle. This is highlighted in the red box. And then we see the 2020 into 2022 market cycle. And this is highlighted in green. Now, some would argue that in 2021, the downtrend was the sign that there was actually two different cycles. This first leg of a cycle, and then this second leg. Some people think there's two different cycles. People think that it's just two different parts of the same cycle. That can be subjective. And can vary from analyst to analyst. The main idea that we're looking for is that this is one cycle of cryptocurrency, and then this area is another. Generally, we see, once again, market capitalization increasing. We saw in January 18th, we neared a market capitalization valuation of just under $1 trillion. And ultimately would be rejected and fall to lows. And this would take several months to years to recover, really up into January into 2020, where we saw with the coronavirus pandemic and its effects on the global economy and global financial markets. That was essentially like a jump start to the cryptocurrency market at that particular moment. And we were able to recover and produce new all-time highs in terms of overall market capitalization, capital invested into crypto. Now, the next chart we're going to compare is the major cryptocurrency assets by percentage of total market capitalization. This is also known as a Bitcoin dominance chart. And here we see overall some of the major coins in different colors. So here on the y-axis is our percentage of total market cap, 0, 20, 40, 60, 80 percentage. And then the bottom is our time periods. This goes all the way back to July 2013. Below that we see our color code for different coins. Here we see Bitcoin is this orange coin. This is still the most dominant coin. We see Ethereum in this dark blue color. Tether is in green, BNB. There's a variety of other coins, and anything that's not listed in this 8 or so coin listings is listed under other, and this silver line will represent other. Now, going backwards, throughout this 2017 to 2018 cycle in the red, we saw a particular peak in market capitalization found pretty much right on January 18th. Now, at the same time of January 18th, we saw this gradual downtrend. There's more and more money being invested into the overall cryptocurrency space, as we saw that peak of just under 1 trillion in total market cap. This figure, though, here we see overall Bitcoin's market dominance is falling. Generally, was trending down throughout 2017 and into January 2018. We saw an extreme low observed here, and this low was not even retraced to or reproduced even in the 2022 cycle. Bitcoin dominance really never fell this low, below, let's say, maybe almost 30%. Maybe 35%, 33%, really, give or take. Bitcoin dominance has not fallen this low since January 2018. At the same time, while Bitcoin market dominance is falling, we do see the altcoins, in particular Ethereum, this other category. We see XRP and other coins produce higher highs and higher lows. They're trending upwards. This is a clear sign that money was being rotated out of Bitcoin and was flowing and being diversified into the altcoins. We see similar figures in the 2022 and the 2020-2022 market cycle as well. Generally, new highs in market capitalization produced in April and May. Overall, market capitalization falling into June and July, reaching a bottom in late July, and then reaching a new all-time high market capitalization of just about 2.9 trillion before ultimately falling into the new year. In comparison, we also see once again Bitcoin dominance did recover to dominant levels, let's say almost about 70% of the market in July and January 2020, but what ultimately would fall. We do see here in January 2021, as the market was continuing to go upwards, Bitcoin's market dominance did recover to the upside on this particular moment, but generally did fall and has not yet quite recovered to these levels. It's still unsure whether or not it will, because of the general amount of money invested in the other coins, particularly in Ethereum. Ethereum's growth over time has been tremendous, reaching extreme new all-time highs in market capitalization. Generally, it has maintained about 20% of the market dominance, as we can see here throughout mid 2021 and into 2022. And to follow up with this, in conjunction with Bitcoin's particular price, here's a chart of Bitcoin to US dollar. This is the daily chart on Coinbase. And we're going to particular focus on the 2020-2022 cycle. Here we start in the beginning of 2020. We're going all the way to February 2022. Similar patterns as we can see overall with the general market structure and the shape of the market pattern. We see similarities to Bitcoin's price pattern and the overall cryptocurrency market capitalization. And generally, this figure is a reflection of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin still dominates so much of the market. This is still about 40% of the total cryptocurrency market space, almost half. So this Bitcoin's price action, Bitcoin's market structure, as we see here, is going to generally dominate and dictate what is happening in regards to any analysis that we take a look on the global and the overall total market capitalization readings. The next chart here, we see Ethereum to the US dollar on the daily chart. Once again, looking at focusing on the same cycle, the 2020 to the 2022 cycle. Total market cap on the left, Bitcoin dominance, crypto dominance, percentage allocation on the right. While this is similar in shape to the 2020 to 2022 cycle market capitalization reading, we do particularly see generally as market capitalization did fall, and we do see this as well in the Bitcoin slide as well. So here's the Bitcoin slide, and as market cap fell, and this is the $1 trillion level, we do see an area of interest found here, observed here, and here as well. This is about that 32K, 30K, maybe 33K, 34K level. This is a particularly interesting level, and this is often acted as a pivot point for Bitcoin analysis, where if Bitcoin can retain this level as a level of support, as we saw here, it did fall a little bit, but generally, once again, support and resistance levels are not fixed levels. It's not just one exact number. It's more of a zone. As if Bitcoin could retain this level as a zone, it could then recover. And this is kind of what we're seeing once again in this particular downtrend as well. In the more recent times, we are seeing more consolidation, volume generally decreasing, and much more volatile in terms of price direction, price action. So the market is still figuring out exactly where it's going. And we also see that correlate with its market capitalization found here around this particular level. Looking at the Ethereum chart, once again, similar price pattern that we do see in the market capitalization chart. As the market did produce a new all-time high of just over 2 trillion, Ethereum at the same time did correlate with that as well, and we are starting to see these downward price movements in terms of market capitalization. We see that reflected in the price action as well. Now, to support these analysis, we can start to consider support and resistance. So identifying key levels of support and resistance on a price chart can provide the analyst valuable information and insight regarding an asset's future price action. With support and resistance levels identified, a trader can know two things. We can know where price is coming from and where price could go to. Doesn't necessarily mean price will go in that direction, but we can identify where price could go to. Different conditions, different possibilities of where price and where the market could go from where price is coming from and where price is at that particular moment. What is more likely? Now, this concept of support and resistance can also be applied to fundamental charts such as market cap or Bitcoin dominance as well. Now, for more information on support and resistance in regards to price action and for beginners, please see our basic market structure lesson and our lesson on support and resistance. Here, we're going to use this in combination with fundamental charts, such as market cap and Bitcoin dominance, in conjunction with what's happening on the candlestick chart. So here's Bitcoin to the US dollar. Once again, focusing on the 2020 to the 2022 market cycle. Here's the market capitalization for that time period and the Bitcoin dominance chart for that time period. Now, in this highlighted region, this is the $40,000 to $44,000 price range. So this is the often purported important level of 42K. And we have often seen 42K remain, this particular price level remain as an important price structure. This is another pivot point. 30 to 33K is an important price level. 42K is considered another key price level for Bitcoin. And for even just looking at the price chart, generally the market structure really observes and takes note of this particular range. Price did breach this level a little bit, but was ultimately rejected, came back up. We can consider this 2 touches or multiple attempts at trying to breach through that. It was rejected, tried again, produced a lower high in the beginning of 2021, and ultimately would produce a lower low, right? There was a bit of a correction here, a market structure break. Instead of just moving upwards, we were rejected from this 40K level. Price did come back down to this 30K level. Once again, this is a great indication of 30K, this 30 to 33K area being an important level of confluence. And we do see that repeated in May, June, July, August of 2021 as well. Now, moving forward, we do see price continue to bounce up and down. Now, on the top side of the screen, we are seeing it use this price level as support in this whole section in these 3 months. Once again, in August into September, it's used as support. It was used as support into late November, early December. And now, generally, the level is being used as a level of resistance once again. Now, taking a look at the Bitcoin market level of the Bitcoin market capitalization chart, here we do see, if we were to draw a line at this particular level, we do see that generally that would line up very well with this particular range of this 40 to 44 price level. Here we see generally a significant level, because here we do see market capitalization try to overcome this $1 trillion market cap level, was rejected. And if we look at what was happening at price at that time, here we do see price was trying to breach into 40K and was ultimately rejected. Now, price did breach past this market capitalization level, but it came back down. Now, as it was nearing that 1.2, 1.3 price market capitalization level, we do see generally prices did fall below this 40 to 42K level, but was holding strong. So this is another example, another possible use of support and resistance, where we could say this particular range, this $1 to $1.2 trillion range, acts as a significant level of resistance that we saw in January 2021, and also a significant level of support. Market capitalization did fall to that level, but ultimately did recover back to the upside.